Good morning and welcome to my channel. This is Engelgeist, and for those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. I am doing another unboxing this morning, unboxing a second deck, which actually, it's funny, the deck that I just previously unboxed, which was called Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. Actually, this is, and I was making a joke in the last video about how I have all of these decks that are whispering. Hi, Sohel Oman Khan, how are you? This is the Whisper of Healing Oracle cards by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. I didn't realize these were by the same person. I actually purchased this deck at the Edgar Casey ARE bookstore in Virginia Beach while I was attending a mediumship workshop for a few days a while back. So this deck I've already opened and used in some of my Triple H hours, which is the How I Can Help You hour. Those are usually on Tuesday evenings. And I use this because one of the H's represents healing in the final reading of the night. I do a head, heart, and health reading. So I use this deck for the health portion of it. I am going to reopen this box for you guys just so you can get a sense of the cards and what's going on inside of here. So this is the cover. It's quite beautiful. Hey Lisa, how are you? There is a piece of paper. Again, I believe these are also published by Blue Angel, similar to her other deck, The Whispers of Love, which I didn't realize. It's funny because I bought these in two different places. I bought Whispers of Love off of Amazon, and this I bought while traveling, as I said. So it's funny to me that they both attracted me, and I didn't realize they were by the same author. So there's different things in here about preparing yourself, asking a question, preparing your cards, choosing a card. There's little 3-card spreads. The book is a little bit larger, but it's thin. The print on it is nice. There's a little bit more as far as description on the healing on each card, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of look at some of these cards, give you an idea of the artwork and the sort of the messages that come along with these cards. The back art on these cards is absolutely stunning, I feel like. It's all of these beautiful flowers. So I love the color scheme that they chose to go with. And so let's look at some of these cards now. So we have Sleep. And these are out of order. I'm not going like how they originally were ordered when they first came, because this deck has been used and shuffled. But it just gives you a little bit of an idea of what's going on art-wise. They're very there's a fantasy to them that's really beautiful. It's sort of like, to me, it reminds me of sort of, I don't know, like fairy tales in a way. So this is Receive Healing. This is a little bit different. I'm going to place this one here because it's sort of lower. It's interesting to me, this is number 1 of the deck, and I love the angel's wings have all of that energy of the sort of chakra system. I love that this is sort of also, I don't know if there's a significance to the color of the framing of the cards, like one being a deeper green and one being a purple, but to me this purple would make me think of sort of the higher chakras, the sort of crown chakra, receiving healing. That would be sort of connecting to the angels, where this Sleep would be more about kind of, this darker green would be about a deeper healing, connecting to the earth, or sort of like getting those things that we need at a more physical level versus a more spiritual level. I don't know, I would need to read the book to know if that was actually what was intended with these different colors of borders. So here's another one. This is Negativity. And she's definitely going through it. You can see that. It's interesting to me that she's in this mushroom field, which is sort of strange to me. It's sort of like she's been poisoned in a way. It's a beautiful card, but she is feeling a little bit stressed to me as I look at her. I do notice that we have the moon here slivered, so there is some sort of intuition, but it's kind of far away and inaccessible to her. She's caught up in the negativity and maybe really sort of fatigued by it. But I do also love that there's this small little light over here in the corner. It says to me that don't give up hope, right? That there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We have Positive-Minded People. So some of these are upright, some of these are sideways. This is also a very big deck, I'm going to say, as far as, and I said deck, people, get your mind out of the gutters. It's too early for that. This is a big deck for people with smaller, if you have smaller hands, you might have a little bit of difficulty working with this deck, like physically, shuffling it and things like that. I have to say, too, this deck also is much more slick. There's a shine and a slipperiness to the cards that's different than the Whispers of Love. This is Get Clear. So she's into Scientology. She's reading her Scientology book. I'm just kidding. But there is sort of like she's reading, getting her knowledge, gathering herself. I also love that the bird is up in the tree there, sort of giving her a little bit of maybe spiritual information to help clarify for her. The answers are answers within. I like that this one's sort of represented by a child, and with the little candlelight, sort of almost like through sleep, dreams, meditation, we can access our answers through our own innocence, through being innocent like a child and keeping an open mind. We might be able to go over to the other side and sort of find those answers within ourselves. It's kind of a beautiful card. That's just sort of the feeling that I get right out of the gate when looking at it. We'll do two more. Oh, this is actually the cover art. This is Grateful. That's beautiful. We have this girl here, she's sort of looking to the sky, and we have these beautiful butterflies, which to me are always a symbol of transformation. So I feel like maybe she's grateful for the opportunities that she's received to transform herself, to sort of see the abundance. We have all of this abundance of flowers here, to see the abundance of life and the richness of the growth of her life and the transformation that's taken place, and the gratitude that comes with that. Also, again, we have that green color, which to me would lead to this idea of grounding and that gratitude. It's almost like she's looking to the sky, in a sense, like looking to God or to her spirit, but also grounding that gratitude and that connection to spirit into herself and her day-to-day life. I like that. It's a nice balance, or at least that's what it's making me think of this morning. And then the last one that I'm going to do is Alternative. This is interesting. These are little fairies. I'm not exactly sure what this makes me think of. I mean, there is that giant moon there. I kind of feel like this fairy here has sort of got this wand and is working maybe on different ideas, different opportunities, right? Different alternatives, being open to those things, knowing that we're not alone, right? We have this other fairy here sort of watching over and helping a little bit, maybe assisting. But maybe just this idea of transferring our thoughts, looking at different alternatives, being open. I don't know, I would have to see where this shows up with other cards, because you are working with just the design. I tend to like to work with the design and the word, and then go with the free form of consciousness that kind of comes from me. That's where I feel like that's more from me or my spirit or my guides versus what's written in the book. I'm a little bit of a rebel that way when it comes to reading cards. But I think that's how cards work too, to a degree. They work as a tool to help us sort of harness our own connection to ourselves and our own connection to our intuition, right? So the guidebook can be great and should be read to honor the sort of the vision of the artists that created it. But I also think that they are open to interpretation through each person, because each person that brings their authenticity and their energy to a reading or to a description or to a deciphering of a card can be intrinsic to what makes that reading work, right? Because you as the reader are sort of bringing yourself, your intuition, your spirit, your insight to the table. If you're just reading stuff out of the book, well, then they can go buy the deck for themselves and do that at home themselves, which I suggest everybody do anyways, because that teaches you to tap into your own intuition. But if you're reading for other people, I kind of believe you want to bring your special, authentic self into the reading. It's very important. So the card for this morning is, let's see, Unexpected. All right, so we're gonna I'm gonna just do a little bit of a read on what I think this card means, and then we'll look in the book and see what Angela Hartfield wanted us to feel from this card. So we have card number 48, which is a 12, which boils down to a 3. I don't necessarily feel much about that per se, but where's my pointer? Ooh, Daddy's gonna teach. What I like here is we have this young child, and she's sort of moving from the halls of knowledge out into this sort of new and sort of fresh perspective, or this sort of unexpected sort of opportunity. This could be like new dreams, new goals, new achievements, new desires. And I like that. I feel like she's coming from these hallowed halls of this school like we're ready, right? This card makes me feel like we're almost ready for the unexpected. We can handle the unexpected. She feels calm to me as I'm looking at her. She feels excited to me as I'm looking at her. So what I would say is, if this card's come up for us today, we might want to tap into the fact that our experiences up until this point have led us to this place to be prepared for the unexpected, to be prepared for the good things that may come to us, or even things that might be unexpected. They might seem a little bit like, whoa, where did that come from? But they're opportunities ultimately in the end. This beautiful sort of castle here, and this new color, this new light. We're walking from. I don't feel like this is a bad place, but there is sort of I don't want to call it dingy, but because I think that this is actually a place of education. But it's like us moving to a different level, us moving to a different opportunity, us moving to a different way of expressing ourselves or learning about ourselves. And it being a bit unexpected, but we're ready for it, guys. I also like that the border is purple, which to me, this feels like a more spiritual card in nature, like we've really adopted this ability or this knowledge within ourselves, and we're ready and prepared to move forward with excitement and enthusiasm to new ideas, to new opportunities, to new outcomes, right? Even if we didn't see them coming, we don't have to freak out. We can sort of say like, oh, wait a second. I've been through sort of situations. I've learned from those situations. I've been in darker places. I'm ready for this light. I'm ready to receive whatever it is that may come my way. When we shift our perception, right, and we become like this child, and we acknowledge what we know, and we move forward sort of not necessarily knowing all of the answers, but embracing who we are and what we know, and from there just being brave and doing it, unexpected things can happen, right? Unexpected benefits, experiences that will teach us can happen also. So let me look at what the actual definition is for this card, just to compare. We can decide whose definition we like better. Now, these cards are numbered. They're not necessarily in alphabetical order in the book, but they are numbered, so that helps. So we've got card number 48, way at the back of the deck. Let's see what we've got here. How many cards is there? Just because there's only 50, so we got almost the last card of the deck. Also, I'm noticing too in the back of the booklet, there's a little bit about the author and the artist, and it talks about, there's also other oracle cards that she's done. She also has, just so you know, she has these kind of cool coloring books. There's a coloring book she's made. All right, so 48, unexpected. So much of the world mistakenly believes that there's a lack of resources. Holding a scarcity belief can be quite painful and cause unnecessary fear and desperation. An attitude of abundance recognizes there's always new chances, unexpected windfalls, and opportunities on the way. There is never just one opportunity, a lone choice, or a single chance. The number of opportunities matches the number of stars in the sky. This card is a boon. Right now, you have a magical touch. You are going to receive good news, a huge opportunity, or something completely unexpected. Do you have a positive mindset? Believing you are abundant will really help you to get through tight times. Affirming your abundance will help shift your mindset so you can accept a life of plenty. A young girl walks down a maze of steps to discover a beautiful crystal castle. There are numerous ways to get to this magical location. Fairies watch her as she approaches this place of splendor. The butterflies prompt you to work on manifesting what you desire. Expect something wonderful to happen soon. So that's another great little card for today. So get out there, expect the unexpected, and allow it to be sort of the gift. What was the other one? The other card from the other deck was blessings and miracles, guys. So if we're acknowledging those things today, this might be an opportunity for us to have some unexpected blessings and miracles. I do like that she's coming out of this school, meaning like even though we might be coming out of the darkness or scarcity, that darkness or scarcity has taught us something, right? It's strengthened us and it's put us in a place where we realize we can handle what we need to handle to get to better days, right? So keep that in mind as you move forward today. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can always help support the channel by hitting the like button, following the business page, subscribing to my YouTube, which is huge for me. I would appreciate all subscriptions. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live. And thank you, Maria, for Ignacio Johnson. Thank you for liking my interpretation. You guys can, what was I saying? Also follow me at Engelgeist333 on Instagram. And yeah, I'll put this link, has all of my social media stuff that I just put into the chat. Hopefully you can see it. What are you saying, Monica? It's more closed off and safe. The other side is very adventurous, which is why we went through the left side in the first place, to collect the knowledge we needed prior. Love. Exactly, Monica. And see how beautifully you've sort of interpreted this, your card, from your own sort of intuition, your own sort of connection to the card, what it stirs within you, and your own information from your own experiences. That's the beauty of sort of what you bring to a reading, my dear. And so this is what I want to teach on my Patreon page in the Symbolism and Tarot class, is how to sort of access that and trust that information and value that information as something authentic to you that you bring forward that makes you a sort of skilled authority, right, in your own expression of your own spirit. So if you're interested in checking out my Patreon page, you can certainly do that too. It's rather new. I only put it up yesterday, but there are subscriptions there. You can support me in the daily forecast, these unboxings. I do these all for free online so that you guys can sort of look at decks and find inspiration or opportunities to look at a deck before purchasing it. So the Patreon is a great way to support me via the subscription service, and that's all available to you too. And have a great day, you guys. I will see you guys in a few, like in just a little bit less than half an hour at the premiere of today's forecast for the energy of today. It is a nice forecast. Remember, we switched decks today because it's February 1st, and so the two decks that we've chosen, I think, are going to be a very interesting pairing. I was realizing last night that there's something about them. I don't want to say that right now until I'll probably say it in tomorrow's forecast. So I didn't realize it until last night when I was laying in bed. But all right, so I will see you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day, you guys. Go out and expect the unexpected. Focus on the blessings and miracles and allow them to arrive to you. Know that you have the knowledge and the skill set to achieve them or bring them in or get yourself towards them. Okay? Have a great day, you guys. Bye-bye.